Before we get started, I just want to make it very clear that all the opinions in this video are my own. I am not sponsored by the companies that make this game. Let's begin. Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you a fan of Power Rangers Legacy Wars? I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be if you're watching this video right now, because I'm a Legacy Wars channel. Anyway, if you are, like I just said, you probably are. You've probably heard about Enway, the developer of Legacy Wars. But you probably didn't know about their other game, a console game. And yes, it's another Power Rangers game. Today, I'll be talking about that game specifically, and why you should buy the Super Edition today. That's right, some of you may have guessed it already. Today, I'm talking about Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Let's start out by talking about the characters that were in Battle for the Grid at launch. Now, you guys know Legacy Wars, the mobile game. They're known for having a lot of characters, right? We're actually coming up on 100 characters pretty soon. Well, Battle for the Grid at launch came out with a total of a whopping 9 characters. Yeah, they couldn't even get 10 characters in there. It was 9 characters. And they're flashing by your screen right now. Thanks to my editing app here. Anyway, fans weren't happy about the short list of characters on there. So in the first update, they added a story mode, which Legacy Wars was lacking, and 3 new characters. So now we have 12 characters, and the 3 characters added were Cenozoic Blue Ranger, the movie 2017 Blue Ranger before Billy gets the powers, so it's like the alien before Billy. They also included Udana, the White Mystic Force Ranger, and Trini, the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger in the Black Dragon armor. But fans wanted more, and so Enway developed the first Season Pass, which had Trey of Triforia, the first Zeo Gold Ranger, Time Force Pink, Jen Scotts, and finally, Lord Zed. And in that first Season Pass, they also started adding 1 skin to each Season Pass. And in Season Pass 1, they had Mighty Morphin Red Ranger get his Dragon Shield skin. And throughout late 2019, they added Season Pass 2, which had Anubis Doggy Kruger, the SPD Shadow Ranger, the Quantum Ranger, Eric Myers, and Dai Shi from Jungle Fury. And the skin included in that Season Pass was a skin for Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger. The skin was the White Ranger form. And throughout 2020, all year of 2020, because it was such a hectic year, they only had enough time for 1 Season Pass, they released Season Pass 3, which had RJ, the Jungle Fury Wolf Purple Ranger, whichever way you want to say it, Lauren, the 3rd Samurai Red Ranger, if you're counting in Jaden Shiba, her brother, and her father. And finally, in December, just a couple days before she released Legacy Wars, Scorpina. Flash forward to today, May 25th, 2021, and the Street Fighter pack is released with not 3 characters and not 1 skin, but 2 characters and 2 skins. In the Street Fighter pack, they came out with Ryu Ranger and Chun-Li Ranger, taken from Legacy Wars directly. And the skins included were the class of 93 skins, so it's as if Ryu and Chun-Li attended Angel Grove at the same time that the other Mighty Morphin Rangers did. Also releasing today was the Battle for the Grid Super Edition, and that had an exclusive skin with it too. It was just Ryu Ranger, but without the helmet on. So, nothing too special, but if you wanted everything in the game, Super Edition. And if you already have a copy of the game, they have an upgrade kit. If you have the standard edition, it's just $30, and you get the collector's edition skins for Ranger Slayer, which is the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger, and the Lord Draken Evolution 2 skin. And you also get the pre-order bonus skin, which is Green Ranger V2. And if you already have the collector's edition, and you have the 2 skins from that, you can get it for $20, and it also comes with Green Ranger V2, and all the DLC, just like the other upgrade kit. But if you don't have any copy of Battle for the Grid at all, for $50 you can get Battle for the Grid Super Edition, and it has the base game and all the DLC so far, which I think is a pretty good deal, because for $50, especially on the Nintendo Switch, you're getting the base game and all the DLC for $10 cheaper than an average Nintendo Switch game without the DLC. Yeah, the base Nintendo Switch game costs $60, and for $10 cheaper, you can get Battle for the Grid with everything so far. I think that's a steal. If you don't have Battle for the Grid and you really want it, I'd say go for the Super Edition. If you already have Battle for the Grid and you don't have everything, sorry for that, you can get the upgrade kits. I really recommend the Super Edition. And now, let's move on to the stages. Now let's talk about stages. So at launch, there were 6 stages in the game, 7 if you count the one you'd randomly get if you clicked random on the stage selection. They did add a couple more stages later on. They added one during the free update, I believe. They added one in Season Pass 2, and they added 2 more actually today with the release of the Super Edition and the Street Fighter pack. The ones included at launch were Harwood County, Zordon's Training Room, Planet Earth Cenozoic Era, the Command Center, Mystic Forest, and Lord Draken's Throne Room. Added in the free update, or I think it was in the free update, was Corinth. Season Pass 2, they actually included the Delta Base from SPD, and the hidden random stage that you could actually get right now, because they added it later on, is the Planet Earth Tower stage. And releasing today with the Super Edition, they have the Command Center from the story mode, and Lord Draken's Throne Room also from the story mode. So now there's a total of 11 stages, which I gotta say is pretty good, considering we have 23 characters right now. I mean, that probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but 23 characters and 11 stages, it sounds good. Anyway, let's go over the story mode. I also forgot to mention when I was talking about the characters that there are a total of 5 Megazords you could summon in during your battles to help you. In Legacy Wars, there are 9 Megazords. In Battle for the Grid, all the Megazords in the game are also in Legacy Wars. So the list of Megazords is as follows: Dino Megazord, Mega Goldar, Dragon Zord, Delta Squad Megazord, and the Samurai Megazord, with the Delta Squad Megazord being added with Season Pass 2, and Samurai Megazord being added in Season Pass 3. So the story mode is kind of complicated. The trailers say it's an original story. It's not really that original. It's not a rip-off of anything exactly, but they say it's based off of Kyle Higgins' story. But really, it's almost a direct. They basically just ripped out Shattered Grid. That's basically what it is. It's the Boom Comics Shattered Grid story arc, just watered down a little bit and changed up a couple places. It's basically just Shattered Grid as a video game story mode. I mean, not that I have anything against that, but I think they could have done something a little more original, but I'm not complaining, exactly. So, if you want my opinion on the game, I'd say I seriously recommend it, especially the Super Edition, if you're a collector like me. or if you're completely just like me and want everything. I will say though, the gameplay, it took me a little bit to get used to, because it's way different from Legacy Wars. I'm not actually that competitive in the fighting game scene like Street Fighter or something, but people have said that this is one of the easiest combo fighting games in the genre, and I could see that, because I certainly have more mains in Battle for the Grid than I do in, like, say, Street Fighter. My 3 mains in Street Fighter are Ryu, Ken, and Akuma. Probably because they have similar fighting styles, like their command inputs. See, that was my problem with Street Fighter, was not the command inputs, just how different the command inputs were, and what the characters did. With Battle for the Grid, they have command inputs, definitely, but they're all the same command inputs, but the moves are completely different. So it's like you're playing a completely different character every single character you play as, which is great, because with a small roster of 23 compared to Legacy Wars that's small, you know, you're going to want some diversity a little bit, and that definitely shows in the playstyle. So I recommend it just because of that. And with an active fighting competitive scene, like fighting game competitive scene, if you guys want to get into that, you guys can do that too. It's kind of like the competitive Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat scenes at like EVO or something. It's like the Super Smash Bros. Tournaments or something. They're starting to have that for Battle for the Grid. So if you guys are looking for something like that, they're starting to do that now. And yeah, I really recommend Battle for the Grid. If you don't have it yet, I recommend getting it. That's really all I have to say about it. And if you can, get the Super Edition. So that's gonna do it for me. Shark Collector Films out.